Hello everybody! Today we're going to do something a little different because Halloween is on its way and it's a week before Halloween, but still I have a pumpkin carving contest coming up this Thursday, so I thought I would practice with one of these. This is not the type of pumpkin that I'll be using because I think I showed that last week, but I'll grab him just in case you missed it. Here he is. That's the one I'm going to actually be using coming Thursday, but I thought I would practice, and the only ones they had at store currently are these guys. These were out, so I had to grab one of these, but I think this is a standard pumpkin. I'm not going to switch it up like that. I use this one instead of this one because pretty much everybody else is going to have one of these, I'm pretty sure. So if I want to win it all and get a good chance of that, it would help to stand out with a different color, I think. So definitely going to keep this for the Thursday competition. We're going to work on this one today. Now, I haven't really carved much pumpkins before, so this is going to be, I think, the second time that I've ever carved into a pumpkin. The first time was not very successful because that was the absolute first time. In the Netherlands, we don't tend to do much. Well, we used to not do that, but I guess the American tradition of carving pumpkins has made its way across the ocean, and these are stickers, by the way. This isn't actually a final product. But more and more people are carving pumpkins, so I thought I would give it a try. I've got my tools off camera over here. Got a pan here for whatever is going to come out of the pumpkin. I'm going to try to keep the seeds separate because I don't want that. I'm just going to try to make a soup with the pumpkin, whatever's in here. I don't know, it's pretty heavy, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be something in here at least. So first thing I guess you have to do is just cut the top out. And of course, if you have a pumpkin lying around, you can carve along with me. And we'll see how far we get. Probably you're more experienced than me, but we'll see. First of all, you gotta make an incision at the top. That's already very tough. Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting experience. Maybe I need a better, oh, there we go. A better knife for this, potentially. This is gonna be a while. I just cut open a bag from a store. I wasn't gonna use too much anymore as I was expecting to do other bags, so I just cut it open like a little workspace on the table because I don't want everything to be very nasty. Once I'm done, now how the top looks is not super important, so we just need to get this top off, and then we'll see about getting everything out of the center. Don't know what type of knife. I'm being very careful because I have a very thin blade here. Don't want it to snap off. But there seems to be a very tough exterior, and then suddenly it just goes right through into the middle. Good to know, because I'm pretty sure our other pumpkin's going to be very similar. If I want to put like delicate designs in there, I need to be aware that it's not that easy to get through here. And we'll see if we can make this at least somewhat oval. Almost there. Should be the last bit here. There we go. Great. Now how do I get this out? Because I took the thing off the top, so I'm going to have to try and wriggle it out a bit, I think. There we go. It's coming. Oh, there's something attached. Ooh. Ooh, oh, this is good. I can take a whole bunch of these out right away, see? We're not going to use this. Thank you for playing. You're going to sit over here. This stuff, I guess we can remove that in a bit. So now we just want to take out these seeds. There, we don't want to have that. And then I guess we need to try and hollow it out a bit. I did get like a tool for that like this. I think this might be what I should be using for these seeds. Let's see if it works. I got a whole pumpkin carving set after all. Might as well try to use it. This does seem to be cutting through the little threads fairly easily, so that's good. Now we need to scoop this out somehow. There's a bunch. Now if I had a backyard, like with soil and everything, I would try to plant some of these seeds, but I only have a balcony and I tend to forget to water what planters I do have, so most plants do not survive in my backyard, so there's the thing. Maybe my hole is a little bit too small to get all the inside layer out. But I'll try somehow. Don't know how. Maybe I should watch a tutorial or something. Try and get all this. Some of them are not cooperating. Do I just kind of do this along the edges? I don't know. We just try it out, I guess, because that's the point of experimenting with a pumpkin before you do the actual competition. Just gotta scrape all the little threads out somehow. That's not the part I want to cook with. I was hoping that I would get like a whole layer of that stuff out, but so far it's still threads and a whole bunch of seeds. I'm getting a few bits out, like these tiny little bits here, but it's not enough, I would think, to cook with. I'll throw this one in the pan, I guess. If it doesn't have any seeds in it, we can throw that into the pan. Make some type of pumpkin soup, I was thinking. Maybe if I could, like, just take these bits then, without seeds, throw that into the pan. I've never actually made soup from pumpkins, so I'm just gonna have to wing it. I was thinking I could add have some peas and some carrots that I could add. I've also got some stock cubes, but they're actually for a beef soup, so I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but who cares, we're going to experiment. Might turn out to be good after all, who knows. Let's put this in there. Whoops. There. So that we only really have seeds on this side. It's gonna taste pumpkin-y anyway, which you don't need those gigantic chunks of flesh for, so I'm just gonna put this in there. Don't want any seeds. Oh, hello, I just said I don't want any seeds, thank you. Thank you for cooperating. Oop. They're attached to all the little threads. This looks like a net loss. Bunch of kids outside. I can hear them. I don't know if you guys can, but they're out there being very noisy. There's one of the kids in the neighborhood. I don't know what their problem is, but they always scream when they're outside. Like there's something really bad going on, but actually they're just playing, quote unquote, but they're so loud. And none of the other kids in the neighborhood do that. I don't know why they do that. I believe certain people have already complained about that to the kid themselves, not the parents, of course, because we don't know who they are. But they just persist. Of course, now that a lot of people are working from home, you hear that more often. And I'm pretty sure yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Friday. I was recording some narration for a video that I have to do for work. And I was like just doing my narration. It was like 9:30 or something in the morning. It wasn't super early, but it almost seemed like the neighbors started knocking, like hammering on something just as I was trying to do the narration. Of course, when I try to narrate a video reading the script, of course I'm going to read it a little bit more like, not like a normal person would speak, very clearly, also a bit louder than you normally would because you need to be understood and all that. And I may be sitting right next to their bedroom, perhaps, like maybe they've got their bedroom in the attic or something because their attic borders on my living room. So I'll be sitting here recording things, and occasionally during the stream I think I hear some knocking as well, so maybe they're like sitting there and I'm trying to do script recording or I'm trying to stream, and then suddenly I hear some banging somewhere, like they're annoyed by that somehow. Don't know, but we'll see if that persists. Maybe it was just coincidence. It's entirely possible. This thing over here, I don't think we're going to be able to take much out. There's a couple of smaller seeds. I don't even want the little flat things. I just want it without seeds and throw it into the pan if I can. Thank you. This one. There. Okay, great. Isn't too much else in here. There's more of these really complicated bits. We're just going to leave them right there. Let's try to get the rest out because there's still plenty in there. I don't think, looking at what's in there still and how difficult it is to get to it, that we're going to get like whole chunks of pumpkin unless I really were to cut it open or something. Like half it, like go all the way around. That's a possibility. I don't know if that's allowed. Most of the pumpkins that I see that have been carved don't tend to have that. They have just the one opening at the top. But then maybe those people don't actually like hollow it out completely. They might just remove some seeds and then they start cutting like it's not a complete hollow out job. Get off of there. There's always these little bits that are too slimy for me to grab them properly. There we go. We'll have to make do with that. Okay, good. Of course, we're going to get our hands very dirty in here because why not? It's very slimy, kind of nasty texture. Here's a good chunk. That's what I managed to remove with that tool. I think we'll go back to that. Not the first time this week that my hands are completely dirty because since we have a, I wouldn't call it a lockdown, but we are advised strongly to work from home as much as possible, that I've been making my own bread again like last time earlier this year. And so sometimes during my lunch break I'll go ahead and mix everything together. And this can go in there too, sure. Little bits on the spoon. So then while I'm doing that, my hands are also covered in dough. It's great. The flour goes everywhere. Lovely. Really good. So I'm trying to get, I think this is the only tool from the set that's really for emptying out the pumpkin, this weird looking spoon thing. So I'm hoping we're gonna get there with this. There's a bit down the middle that's right, like, I guess where the stem would be if it had been on that side. A little difficult to get to. There we go. That's a good chunk right there. Nice big bunch of whatever threads these are. Gotta get some seeds out before we throw it into the pan. This looks like it's fairly seedless. I think this is like the leftover bits because most of the seeds will be out by now. And I want to carve something that's not the standard face because there is a competition attached to it with some type of prize. I don't know what the prize is going to be, probably like a gift certificate or something. And it's going to get posted on the website of the company, at least not the outward-facing website, the internal one. Intranet, they usually call that. And that'd be fun if you got your design posted. First, you gotta have a design, of course. Let's see a hand here. Or I mean a seed. Yeah. Okay, never mind. We'll just try to grab whatever else is in here. Oop. So I was going to put some peas and carrots in there maybe. I have some couple of small cans with peas and peas and parrots that are usually like a one-person serving. We could use that for the soup and the stock cube, like I said, for a bit of flavoring. I don't know if I have nutmeg, because I'm getting this impression that I probably want to add some nutmeg to this. Don't know. But what I do have is some, what you call that, powdered potato. So to make mashed potatoes, dried and powdered potato, because I want to give it some more body. So it's going to be a nice thick soup. I like that because in the Netherlands around this time of year we tend to go for the pea soup, which is also a very thick soup, which has mashed peas in it and I think also some mashed potatoes in there. So it's a very thick soup and very tasty, particularly during the winter months, although some people eat it all year round. If I see it in the store and I feel like having soup, usually that's the type of soup I will go for because I don't like the really thin, watery ones, like the bouillons and that type of thing. Not a big fan. If I'm having soup for dinner, it has to be filling. And regular, I don't know, chicken soup or something like that just doesn't cut it. Okay, let's try to get some of the insides further out. All the seeds appear to be gone now. So now I just want to scrape out the edges try and get it thin out a little bit. And maybe that'll help with cutting. And I'm not gonna recreate the design that I have in mind for Thursday, but I'm gonna try to incorporate some elements of that to see how much detail I can carve. Like being my third time then, or how precise I can be, because if that cutting with the blade earlier was any indication, I shouldn't expect to be able to do too much fancy stuff, because it is going to be difficult to get like around a corner or something. Here comes another bunch. Well, we're doing good. I think we got most of the stuff out. Let's see if there's any seeds in here real quick. This looks okay. This is also looking okay. Nice. Looks very interesting on the camera. People who do regularly carve pumpkins are probably aware what that looks like. Other people might be going, ew, are you going to eat that? Well, I'm going to try. At least I'm going to try to make a soup out of it. Of some sort. Alright, let's continue. Would have liked to put some music on in the background currently, but most likely there'll be copyrighted tracks there, and that would really make it difficult to post this video, because you know how YouTube likes to copyright everything or flag it for copyright abuse, even if you have like 5 or 10 seconds of a song in there, which is usually easily managed for me because I just don't put any music on. But some people, they'll vlog walking around town, and then they pass like a clothing store or something and they're playing a song, not even really the vlogger's fault, and then they still get demonetized because of that. Hold everything back in place because we're really moving this thing. There we go. Any more seeds in here? No, I think we're done with the seeds. I don't see any in there, so I think we're okay. Everything that comes out right now is just going to be scrapings off of the edge, which is also kind of nice because that means that the soup won't have like large chunks in it, which is always good. Oop. All right. Don't know how thin I'm going to make it, but I'm just going to keep scraping for a little while until I feel like we've scraped enough. I need to scrape like this section mostly, not the bottom so much, because that's where the design's going to go. Oh. Maybe I should have taped down this plastic. I wonder how many people are actually going to spend time scraping out the inside of the pumpkin during the contest. Probably most people won't. So I might have to hurry it up a little bit during the contest, because they're probably just going to cut the top off, pull the seeds out, and then start carving. I think we only have 2 hours for the whole thing. Hour and a half? I don't know. I do want it at least somewhat finished by the time that we get there, but I don't want to make it a rush job. But it's supposed to be like a fun thing, I guess, like a social event, not like a super intense competition, although I do like to have a good competition, so want to at least put something good out there. Like last Thursday we had, they called that a Pizza Thursday. They've renamed it since we have to go back home now again, work from home. And the idea was we were just going to have some games, but they also ordered us all pizzas, so there was a pizza delivered at my house suddenly. Well, I kind of expected it because I was like, hey, well, first of all, 2 people asked me separately if I was going to join in. So that was very suspicious because normally they don't ask that at all. So one person asked me, was like, okay, person from HR wants to know if I'm going to join. I'm like, okay, fine. They're just checking to see who's going to be there. Then I guess you would call him my boss. No, he's like higher up in any case, the person we're supposed to go to whenever we have issues. We don't really work together directly, so I'm not sure if that's a boss, but somebody who is like supposed to keep an eye on us and all that. They also asked if I was going to be there. I was like, I already told them I was going to be there. I mean, why are you asking? Is there going to be a pizza at my house suddenly tomorrow evening? And he was like, I don't know about that. Like, smiley face. So I have no idea. So I said, okay, well, but if I order a pizza tomorrow, will that mean suddenly I'll have 2? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Why don't you let them surprise you? So I was like, okay, they're ordering something. And I was expecting that they would ask around, like, what type of pizza you would like, just in case somebody's like a gluten intolerant or vegetarian or something along those lines, but they didn't do any of that. Only question I got was, what's your address? And I had to tell them, okay, if you had to, for some reason, whatever, because they were still pretending that they weren't going to do anything special. If you had to, for some reason today, tell somebody how to get to my house, you need to go and do this and that, because they weren't asking about that either. The thing is, I am very organized in that regard. If I'm going to order a bunch of pizzas for people, I want to know exactly what type of pizza they like, what they don't want, if there's any allergies, stuff like that. Specific things, just like in my case, like I live in a small apartment building and a lot of people have trouble finding our bell. So look at all this. Been scraping for quite a while. Look at this whole pile of it. A good amount here. I was expecting not to get much out of the pumpkin, but we've got almost a full pan. Look at this. Not bad. Oops, sorry. So I would expect like to, I don't know, ask people if they were like in a special location, if they need to ring at a certain location, certain bell, certain place, whatever. But none of that was being asked. So I was like, what's going to happen now? Because if I don't go ahead and tell them that they need to go to this certain specific location or tell other people to do that, they wouldn't have known. And probably the pizza would have been too late. Because I've had that happen before too. I had an order once from like Subway, and I didn't tell them where it was. And it took them, well, 45 minutes, I think, to even admit that they couldn't find it, although they didn't actually do that. They just said, oh, sorry, it's a bit delayed. And then somebody else came over here with a GPS, I guess, because I saw the guy cycling through the neighborhood, the first one. I was looking out the window, I was like, I'm pretty sure he's looking for me, but he didn't manage to find it, and after a while I saw him cycling away again. That was already half an hour later than I expected for it to arrive. And then I got a call saying, oh yeah, we're a little bit late, sorry. And then I saw a car in the neighborhood, so that was definitely somebody else. And there was a whole bunch of extra stuff with the order, so it's not like I just got what I ordered and it was just like an hour and 50 minutes late. But it was difficult for them to find, and I expect that other people have similar experiences unless they know exactly where they need to be. And whenever I order out, I do tend to put that in the notes, like, oh, you need to go over here, you need to go over there, and then the bell's going to be in that location. And that has worked so far, so I was trying to get that information across as coyly as possible. Does this look like I've got most of the inside out? What do you guys think? Can you see that? It's a bit dark. Look. It looks very clear in here. I think we're okay. So if I get it to this level, we should be okay. Now, I'm going to have to, first of all, wash my hands. I'm going to take this sticker bunch off, and then I'm going to have to draw. Wait, we still have this guy. So at the top here, we can definitely carve some of that off into the pan directly, because I see that this doesn't have any seeds on it. So I'm going to wash my hands then and dry off the pumpkin a bit, because I need to grab a marker next, I think, to try and get a design on there, which I could try to follow. And I'll have to adjust the design a bit, based on how difficult I think it's going to be to cut the lines. There. Not bad. Alright, washing my hands, grabbing something to dry the pumpkin off with, and I'll be right back. First, these guys come off. Ooh, they're metallic. Put them over there in case I want to use them for something else. Some crafting. Because I've got stuff on my window again. Just like, oops, I ripped it. Won't be able to use this then. I put stuff on my window again, just like I did with the bears a while back. Remember that? When I did a little crafting video on the bears. There's still a little bit down there. I'll grab it in a moment. Just need to get some of this cleaned off a bit. There it is. The tooth. Buck tooth or whatever that was. Okay. So I want to try a design that goes all the way around. Because most people will do a standard face. Or maybe a witch or a skeleton or something. But I want to try something that goes all the way around. And that's going to at least be more original. Oops, than what I expect the others will be doing. Of course, you never know because people have all sorts of ideas. And we do have quite a lot of creative people on our team. So it's not like I'm going to be the only one who's got an idea. There. That feels dry enough. I'm going to grab a marker and then we're going to see about making a design. You get to go over there for a second. Oop, markers. Guess this will do, or this one? I don't know. Either. Okay. So now we have a blank pumpkin over here. It's nice and dry. What shall we do? I want to do like a design that goes all the way around. Why don't we start with like something simple like a bat or something? I'm gonna draw it upside down. So if I wanted to cut it, I guess I would need longish lines like this that I could potentially do. And then like a head of sorts like that. And I'm gonna do a wing, right? It's gonna look a little weird from over there, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's still okay. Then like this, something. And we're gonna need little lines here. Like that, little triangles. Whoop. Am I gonna go down? I think I am. Oops, not like that. Long one over here, just kind of winging it. And I'll give him a tail or something. It doesn't have to be a very correct looking bat, but this is like a bat over here. It's gonna be a big one. Maybe if I cut like, because this is gonna be a big hole. I don't really like that. Why don't I try cutting the edges without the entire thing? Like if I were to cut this like this and then leave that open a bit and start with this area not filled in like that. Or just have the gap be over there. I don't know if I'm gonna manage that, but I'll try to make it like a double edge. So did you see what I mean? Like this. like that. So that's like the head of the bed, the head of the bed, the head of the bed. What? So that's the head, and then we've got the wing going like this. Oops. Like that. On this side as well. Oop. I'll just draw a design and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've made the areas extra dark that I'm going to be cutting out, and I'm going to leave little bits in between that are going to be connected to the pumpkin itself, like over here and over here. And in between these little V shapes, you're going to have a few extra areas that are not going to be cut out. So hopefully this will stay in the middle. And then we'll have an outline of that. Let's just start with that. See if we can do that exactly. And I think we need to use our little tool here with the points to get to the areas. Where is it? There. To get like an area where you can start, like here, there, and that one. I'm gonna start this one a little bit further off to the side. So this area is going to stay connected, and that's the idea. And we're going to go all the way around over here. It's going to stop over there, and then we're going to continue over here with one of those points. And over here is a good one. And this one over here. It's still reasonably difficult to get through. And over here, just gonna, maybe I could just poke it out. That'd be interesting as well. Like you used to have these things as a kid as well, that you could like poke little holes in the paper and then eventually pop out the thing, the design. I'm gonna quickly put the power cable in the laptop, in the camera to make sure it doesn't die while we're doing this. There. That's also possible, that I just kind of poke my way around the design. Now, let's first try our tools, because I need to be able to use them. It's also a good reason to do this beforehand, so I can get used to the tools. And over here. There. Now let's see if we can use this little saw blade. Might be good if I can just get through somehow. There we go. I'm gonna have to hold it in a way that you guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to cut out this little design. All right. Alright, good. Need to go around the ear. I think you guys can just not see what I'm doing. Alright, go turn this way. Yeah. It's currently looking a bit messy, but I'm sure it's gonna turn out okay. Alright. I really need to take that out. But this one's okay without it. Alright, fine. Don't really need to poke the holes in. It's looking a bit gross right now, but eventually... Oh, look, this part's already coming out. Oop, there. I'm just assuming that eventually it's going to look okay. It's pretty daring to assume that. I also hope that it's not going to fall out, because it looks like it might. So I need to be careful. I want to keep that bit in the middle. Try and get, I need to support it underneath perhaps, to try and not poke this thing out. Come on. Come on. Maybe get this thing out of the way. So I can get this one. Get. There we go. McDonald's. So that's a thing. Where did the pieces go? It fell inside over here. There. We can kind of cut the little bits on the outside off as well for the pumpkin soup. Oop. Okay, so now we know that we shouldn't keep the designs too close because this area over here was feeling very faint. I need to start over here next. A bit further away than I had initially intended because I need to go around. The design is meanwhile gone away because I can't see what I'm doing. Alright, fine. We'll just try and get it without thinking too much about the design that I drew. I'm just going to use that as an idea. There we go. This one gets to come out. Or in, whichever you like. Alright, so it's going to be a bigger bat than I had in mind, but that's fine. We're going to work on the next wing, this side. We're just going to clean off the pumpkin after we're done anyway, because it's starting to look pretty gross. There we go. Might turn out to be a bit of a lopsided bat. Okay, can't really see that very well. Let's clean off some of this mess. Alright, so we got the top and then a couple of wings extending outwards. We're gonna have to go and try to get the other part of the wing, I guess, without breaking anything. So I'm gonna definitely use a different design because currently this is too small, this is too detailed, these lines right here. At least I can't do it. I've seen some really nice looking pumpkin designs that look like people can do it, but I am not one of those people. We do have some holes in here as well. We'll just pretend that's like the fur of the bat. There, clean it off a bit. So I'm just gonna go cut a design and then I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm ready to show you what it became ultimately. Maybe if I put the top on, you can see it without the tea light. No, it won't make a difference. I'll make a picture with the lights in it, but as you can see, I got the bat here, but it's holes. I'm not going to do that with the finished result, obviously. And then I went and put a whole bunch of these lines across over here as well. Now, in the competition, I'm probably going to try to put some more details in, but for now, I think this is good. Now we need a little light to put in there for a bit of effects, so you can maybe see it. So I'll just take you guys into the bathroom to see it. There we go. So there's the bats, and we're gonna turn it around, and we got like these wind things, waves, whatever. There you go, all the way like that. And you got the little holes here as well. Those aren't supposed to be in the design, but okay, it is what it is. So hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to call it here for now, and hope you will show me the results of your pumpkin carving exploits. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.